I'm the content creator of the products on this page. And rather than writing step-by-step instructions, I've decided to create two video tutorials that will provide a general overview of the products and what you'll receive if you purchase a product on my page, as well as in-depth instructions on how to download the correct file and, of course, executing your cuts effectively on your CNC machine. So a little bit about the products on this page to start. I have one of my products here on the screen. All designs are what's called friction fit, meaning they do not require any screws for assembly. The main benefit to this is obviously how easy it is to assemble and disassemble it for storage purposes. So in particular, if you're kind of, let's say it's a furniture piece, you're tight for space, you can put it together quickly, disassemble it, kind of slide things and tuck things away when you're not using it. So all items on the page, they have been tested and retested to ensure that everything fits well and that it is a durable product. All designs on the page, they were made with a 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch plywood in mind. One of the things I found was that using good quality plywood with more layers provides a more accurate cut, which is important obviously when you're creating your friction fit products. You can see that these tabs here need to fit into these holes, and obviously I've tested that for the perfect fit as well. I've also found that purchasing plywood that already has a urethane coating was pretty beneficial as well, just so that you don't have to put a coating on it yourself. So it just adds that added level of durability, but it's not necessary if you don't want it. So in the next video, in case you're wondering, I'll discuss more in detail about how to account for the varying thicknesses in plywood. Of course, I understand that 1/2 inch plywood doesn't exactly come to you as 1/2 inch, but in the next video I will explain kind of how to get around that just to get the perfect fit. A little bit about what you get when you purchase an item. So every garage organization item, or the French cleat system here, it'll come with 24 DXF files. Okay, so it'll come in like a zipped folder. You'll download the zipped folder, unzip it, and it'll come with 24 DXF files. You might be wondering why. Again, it's because if you're using 1/2 inch plywood, I understand, it can come, instead of 1/2 inch, it might come in as 0.45, 0.52, obviously in different thicknesses. So the reason why I have 24 files there is because I have put file sizes, DXF file sizes, from 0.43 inches all the way to 0.55, going in 0.005 inch increments. Okay, so what does that mean? So you're going to have a file for 0.43, 0.435, 0.44, 0.445, 0.45, and so on, all the way up until 0.55 inch. So this will allow you to choose a file that is closest to your thickness for your 1/2 inch plywood, just so that you do get the perfect fit here for your tabs and your holes. For all other products on the page that are not part of the garage organization, I'll be providing two different variations in sizes for either 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch plywood. So that means you'll get 24 files for the 1/2 inch, and you'll get 24 DXF files for the 3/4 inch as well, just so that if you want to use 3/4 inch, you can. If you want to use 1/2 inch, you can. Since many of the products on the page, as you can see, are part of the garage organization items that use a French cleat system, just wanted to touch base about this quickly in this video. My designs were created with French cleats that were 3/4 inch plywood thick. Okay, so 3/4 inch thickness. You obviously can use a 1/2 inch cleat as well. I just used the 3/4 inch. So that means that my designs here, if I can take you to this spot here, this distance from this point to here where the shelf hangs off the cleat, that is roughly about 0.7 inches. Okay, so if you're using a 1/2 inch cleat, the way around that would be, I suppose you can just trim off a 1/4 inch off of right here just to make that distance a 1/2 inch. But I mean, I do suggest using the 3/4 inch and just leaving the design as is. Again, that's just for the cleats using the 3/4 inch plywood. Um, and taking you back here. So to create the French cleats, okay, so what I did was I just ripped a sheet of plywood into 5-inch sections, turned my table saw to turn the blade to 45 degrees and marked 2 7/8 inch measurement on the table saw. And with that 45-degree angle, made my cuts. And I found that 2 7/8 worked perfectly, where you have 2 7/8 on the long side, 2 1/8 inch on the short side, and it works out perfectly to get identical cuts when you're splitting that 5-inch piece in half. So again, you're setting that to your table saw to 2 7/8 on those 5-inch sheets. And this ensured that the hanger on the holders could, the 2.5 in before I get to that, the 2.5 inches here is the gap that I used in order to slide on my holders here, my shelves. So this distance here of this line right there is roughly about 2 to 2.25 inch. Okay, depending on the design, is 2 to 2.25 inch. So I spaced out my cleats 2.5 inches just so that they can freely slide in and out. So you definitely want to at least have 2.5 inches there in between your cleats if you're using my designs here. Now, of course, all the designs on this page do not use the French cleats, so this is only applicable to the garage organization items as shown here. I plan on regularly adding new items to this page that will continue to be friction fit, but I'll add more items for garage organization, more items like the watch stand and other furniture pieces. So that will be coming. And in the next video, in the second video here, I'll go into more detail about how to just get the perfect fit. So the second video will focus on the fit part. This was just more of a general overview of kind of what you're getting when you purchase one of my files.